Welcome to the Ingles table. I'm Sarah Elizabeth. Valentine's Day is almost here, and today I have my husband Chris joining me in the kitchen to prepare a delicious chocolatey treat. Today we're using this amazing Lindt chocolate to make Martha Washington's, an old-fashioned chocolate dip delight featuring diced cherries, coconut, and pecans that your significant other is sure to love. Ingles has a wonderful array of Lindt chocolate, and this exquisite Swiss chocolate is the decadent star of our Valentine's Day show. I've got a special guest in the kitchen with me today. This is my husband Chris, and he's going to be helping me making these decadent Martha Washingtons.
I will do my best.
So to get started, I've melted 2 sticks of butter, and to that I'm going to add our powdered sugar. Chris is chopping our pecans to be added a little bit later, and honey, those look great.
They smell good.
I just love this recipe because it's a little spin on a traditional cherry cordial. You get the coconut in there and it's just really delicious. Okay, now to our butter and powdered sugar, we are going to add 1 can of sweetened condensed milk. This is so velvety and beautiful.
Are we smooth and velvety?
We are not quite yet, but we're working on it. And our final ingredient here in this first step is to add some vanilla extract. So I'll go ahead and do that. This Martha Washington candy was first trademarked back in 1906. And the company, the Martha Washington Candies, also started selling ice cream and other confections. The recipe is at least a little bit over 100 years old, but we're not sure quite how far back it goes.
So not named for George's wife?
I don't think so, hon. Chris, honey, can you add the cherries?
Cherries coming up.
Okay, we've used a jar of maraschino cherries, about 10 to 12 ounces, and you'll want to drain the juice from those, dice them up, and after you dice them up, you'll want to put them on a paper towel to get any excess moisture removed. So we're going to go ahead and incorporate those.
It kind of turns pink.
Yeah, it's the perfect Valentine's Day treat. And also works too during the Christmas holidays or really any time of year because I like eating them. Okay, honey, to that we need to add our sweetened flaked coconut.
Oh, coconut, coming right up.
And we'll use the entire bag.
There we go.
All right.
Done.
All right, so we'll stir that in. And the great thing about this recipe too is it's pretty quick and easy, and also it makes about 8 dozen pieces of candy. So
that's a lot.
So if you want to surprise your neighbors, your coworkers, your friends and family, this makes plenty to go around.
Or you can just keep them all for yourself.
You could. All right, sweetie, our last step is to add the chopped pecans.
All right, I'm gonna just start scooping here.
That sounds great.
All right, here we come. You say pecans or pecans?
You know, I have several different pronunciations. I say pecans, I say pecans, I say, what's my other one I say?
Pecans.
Pecans.
Yeah, it's a hybrid.
I'm not sure how you say it, but I
think Jeremy, one of our experts behind the camera there, is a native Texan, and we have learned that the state tree of Texas is the pecan tree.
Pecan.
So I think it's pecan.
So coming from an expert for sure.
Yep.
Okay, so we will.
Last pecans.
Thank you, Chris.
You're welcome.
We are gonna stir this together, and while I'm doing that, honey, if you would please get our parchment-lined baking sheet.
Got it.
So our next step is going to be to use a small scoop like this.
Or this.
And line a baking sheet with some waxed paper. And we want to scoop out this beautiful mixture into uniform size pieces.
All right, scoot over, I'm coming in.
Okay. And what we'll do is fill up this baking sheet here, and we'll put it in the freezer for about 30 minutes so that the coconut mixture has a time to chill and will still be pliable, because when we remove it from the freezer, we'll start to form it into balls and then cover it with chocolate.
Makes it less goopy.
Okay, we've just added our last Martha Washington to our cookie sheet here. So Chris is going to go ahead and put these in the freezer for about 30 minutes. So we're gonna just go ahead though and skip ahead and begin to melt our delicious Lindt chocolate. We're using this beautiful, luxurious Lindt Excellent Bar. It's 70% cacao, dark chocolate, and it is fantastic. So, Chris, if you will help me by breaking up this chocolate and tell us a little bit more about Lindt.
All right, so I knew we were going to be working with Lindt, so I did a little bit of research here. And so found out that Lindt was founded in the early 1800s, so they've been making chocolate for a little while.
Absolutely.
And they're kind of famous for just the smoothness of their chocolate, which is perfect for something like this. So it's got just a really kind of silky texture to it, and it's delicious.
I see that.
It is.
So to these 5 bars of Lindt dark chocolate, we are going to add 2 tablespoons of shortening.
What is shortening?
Shortening is vegetable fat.
Okay.
We're going to add that. It'll help the chocolate harden onto the Martha Washingtons and kind of help also with that sheen you were talking about from this luxurious chocolate.
Okay.
So we will just melt this down on low heat until the chocolate pieces kind of lose their form. But we'll just be patient, wait on this about 5 or 10 minutes, and we'll get back to you. Okay, our candies had 30 minutes to freeze, and so now Chris is going to show us how easy it is to form these into perfect little balls.
It's nice. They're kind of like just Play-Doh. Like they firm up really well in the freezer. Yeah. Just set it on down on your parchment paper.
Great. And our last step will be to dip our Martha Washingtons into this beautiful Lindt dark chocolate.
Man, does that look good.
It's silky.
Wow.
It's luxurious. And we'll use 2 forks for this. Just pick up the candy, drop it in.
Look at that.
Delicious. Let the excess drain off. And then just put it right back on the parchment paper.
Man, that's beautiful.
For a final step, just to make them a little bit prettier than they already are, which is kind of like gilding the lily, I've used some Lindt white chocolate truffles.
These guys.
I melted 3 of them down, put them in a piping bag, and just went over and made a little zigzag pattern on the top, and they turned out absolutely beautiful. And that's it. I want to thank you so much for joining me here at the Ingles table. Explore the site for more great tips, tricks, and recipes. See you next time.
Happy Valentine's Day, sir.
Happy Valentine's Day.